22-2, work together, step 3. In step 3, it simply tells us complete the balance sheet for the current year. Again, they have inserted everything. They've given us where we need to put our numbers. We simply need to fill in numbers now. So our first section of our balance sheet is our assets. And then our assets are broken down into current assets and plant assets. So first thing it asks for is our cash. We're going to use our adjusted trial balance here. So our cash amount is going to be $45,026.12. Okay, second thing is going to be our petty cash. Petty cash is $150. Then we need to look at our accounts receivable, which is $35,047.05. And then it says less allowance for uncollectible. Remember, our allowance for uncollectible is a contra account to accounts receivable. So we're going to put in $3,697.32. It does tell us less, so that tells us we're going to subtract to get our number for this blank. So we should get a number of $31,349.73. Notes receivable, $5,476. Interest receivable, $137.50. Merchandise inventory, $45,058.15. Supplies, $126. Prepaid insurance, $1,535.80. And then we need to figure out our total current assets. So to figure out our total current assets, we're simply going to add up those numbers there. We should then get $128,859.30. Okay, our next section, we're going to fill in our plant assets. So our plant assets, first thing that they're looking at is our equipment. Our equipment is $25,069.60. Then we need to put in our accumulated depreciation equipment, which is $8,796.20. It does tell us that we're going to subtract again. Remember, accumulated depreciation is a contra account to equipment, so we subtract. Our total plant assets then are $16,273.40. To figure out our total assets, we're simply going to add our current plus our plant. Total assets are $145,132.70. Moving on to our next section is our liability section. Our liability section, we have current liabilities and we have long-term liabilities. So we're going to start with our current. Again, going to be looking at my adjusted trial balance. I'm going to start with my accounts payable. $16,058.09. Sales tax payable, $3,326.30. Notes payable, $7,200. Interest payable, $277.58. Unearned rent income, $3,000. Employee income tax payable, $826.20. Social Security tax payable, $774.60. Medicare tax payable, $178.76. Medical insurance payable, $351.30. Unemployment tax payable state, $112.86. Unemployment tax payable federal, $16.72. Federal income tax payable, $7,521.44. And our last current liability is our dividends payable, which is $5,400. Now, to figure out our total current liabilities, we add up all of those current liabilities we just put in. Our total current liabilities should equal $45,043.85. Okay, next part is our long-term liabilities. We're going to start with our bonds payable, $10,000. Well, that's our only long-term liability, so that is simply $10,000 for our total long-term liabilities. To get our total liabilities, we add those two numbers together, which will give us easy math, $55,043.85. Okay, our last section then is our stockholders equity section. First thing is our capital stock common. That we need to go to our statement of stockholders equity for. And here we have our capital stock common. That was a total of $5,000. Next, we're going to look at our paid-in capital in excess of par common, which is $20,000. Next is our capital stock preferred, is $5,000. And our last part for there is our retained earnings, which is $60,088.85. We're going to add those four together to get our total stockholders equity. We want to probably add those up again just to double check, but this number and this number should equal. It should be $90,088.85. If those two numbers do not equal, we have a problem. And then we need to add up our liabilities and our stockholders equity, so we're going to add these two numbers together. $145,132.70. Now remember, on our balance sheet, we are showing assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. So our total assets up here should equal the number that we got for our liabilities plus owner's equity. If those two numbers do not equal, we have a mistake somewhere. I'm going to say grade final step. And you can now go on and do your 22-2 on your own.